Alrighty, everybody, what is going on? It is Monday. It is July 8th. It is 2019. I am Darkside Phil. I am here live on the stream, and I am welcoming you to the first of two gameplay streams, a full streaming day today for you. And, whew, what do we got in store? Let me tell you. We got some good stuff. For those of you who have been anticipating my return to Mario Maker after last week's crazy marathon stream, the time is now, as they said. Alright, I hope you guys are excited for the stream. What are we doing today? I'm going to be checking out all user-created content. I have many suggested levels from viewers who have been sending me suggested levels over the last week. And what I think I'm going to do is balance it today. We are doing a full-on user-created stream of Mario Maker today. So probably what we'll do is a mix. I'll probably still check out some of the top-rated stages that have been made in Mario Maker 2, that are live on the, what do they call it, Creator World or whatever it's called? I forget what it's called. Oh, Course World, right? Isn't it Course World? Something like that. But I'll also be checking out these suggested levels that people have been sending me over the course of the last week. And yes, of course, ladies and gentlemen, I will be reattempting that course that I tried to beat for a ridiculously long time last week when I played this and could not beat. I will be trying to beat it again tonight. Oh, man. Now, the cool thing about this is I am also, today, going to be trying out a new controller. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. If you remember, last week I added to my Amazon wishlist a controller for the Switch, because I did not like using the Nintendo Pro controller for Mario Maker. In fact, being quite honest, I think the Nintendo Pro controller is an inferior controller. It's only good for games where you're going to use the thumbsticks and the shoulder buttons. But as for like classic throwback games and platformers, it's not very good in my opinion. So, shout out to Grazy Dream, who purchased the HoriPad from my Amazon wishlist, and it did arrive on Saturday. I didn't even know. I found it on Sunday on my front doorstep. It's a brand new gamepad, a wired gamepad, by the way, for the Switch. We're going to see how it works. Today's going to be kind of a live demo of how this pad works, and hopefully, this controller will be better than the Pro controller was for Mario, because the D-pad on the Pro controller is a piece of garbage. It really is faulty. It'll move when you don't press it. It'll go the wrong direction. And talk about annoying when you're playing some of the most ridiculously difficult stages ever created in Mario, and you can't even control Mario. It's not very good. So that's why I'm hoping this controller will be much better. We're going to find out today firsthand. So not only is this going to be a fun Mario Maker 2 user-created level stream, it'll also be a live testing demo of the HoriPad for the Nintendo Switch. By the way, the HoriPad is only $17 on Amazon. So if you're looking for a cheap third-party controller for the Switch and you don't care about rumble functionality because it doesn't have a rumble, who cares, right? Who the hell cares about rumbling controllers in 2019? Maybe a good choice. I'll let you know how it fares today, okay? So, this is going to be fun. What color did I get it in? The standard black. Yeah, Kill Bill is asking what color did I get. Just the standard black. I don't even think that on Amazon they offered other colors. Although I'm sure they probably do have other colors available. I just got black. Black is fine. So there you go. That's going to be today's main gameplay stream. I know you guys are going to be hyped for it because the last stream last week was so insane. And it, it went off the rails. So that's personally why I set aside 4 hours this week. Because I was like, I know some of these stages can be so crazy challenging that they're going to take a long time if I even beat them. So that's why I set aside an entire stream today. Okay? Then later tonight, in order to cool down from the rage that we're undoubtedly going to have here playing Mario, it's going to be my weekly chill Minecraft stream where we just relax in Minecraft for a couple of hours. We got some fun stuff on the agenda this week. What I'm going to be doing is, I'm going to be hopefully trying to continue to do some commerce with the villagers. I'm hoping that maybe I can even train some of the villagers to become certain jobs. Maybe I can actually get them to adopt some jobs, because a lot of the villagers in the village I've been working on don't do anything. They just walk in circles and they don't actually have jobs. So maybe I can assign them jobs. That's what I'm hoping. And maybe I could do some more trading and commerce as well, because apparently there's a limit to how much you could do in a single day. So we'll see how that goes tonight. Plus, tonight, the top contributor on the Minecraft stream will get something in the game named after them. And after last week's stream, tonight at some point, I have to go into the nether. I have to kill a ghast. And I have to put a sign down on the ghast's corpse saying Creepy Spaghetti was here. Because Creepy Spaghetti was the top cheering contributor during the stream last week. So he's owed that. That's what he chose to have. So we're going to do that tonight. I'm going to kill a ghast with my bow and arrow and put down a sign on top of it and see how that goes. Okay? So, it's going to be a fun and chill Minecraft stream later tonight. I certainly hope that you guys will come back and hang out with me. That's around 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. Okay? 2 hours of chill Minecraft. Tomorrow, we're going to be wrapping up the Stranger Things 3 video game on my main stream. And the cool news here, guys, I've actually finally had a chance to watch some of Stranger Things 3. I think I watched 5 episodes now. And it's kind of cool because the game is following along the plot of the episodes, but it's kind of weird because it doesn't actually follow them necessarily in order. Like, there's some plot lines that in the show are way further ahead than they are in the game. And in the game, I'm in chapter 6, which means that there's 8 chapters in the game, supposedly. And I'm in chapter 6, but in the show, certain plot lines haven't gotten as far as they are in the game, and other ones aren't, are further than they are in the game. So I guess what the game did is they mixed it up a little bit to try to make it more gameplay focused. So I am still liking the game, and I'm looking forward to the conclusion tomorrow. So I'm hoping that maybe tonight I can watch a few more episodes of Stranger Things 3 and maybe at least get near the end so that when we see the conclusion tomorrow, it's not like a giant spoiler. You know what I mean? So that's going to be tomorrow's main gameplay stream. A awesome retro-style game. I've really enjoyed playing it. I hope you guys will join me for the conclusion tomorrow. It's been a lot of fun. Then tomorrow night will be more Judgment, the fun game from the makers of Yakuza, only with a much different plot line, and it's been a lot of fun. I played it the other night. I had a really cool stream. I hope you guys will join me for more of that tomorrow night. And then on Wednesday, we'll return back to Final Fantasy IX for another major stream of it. All right, that should be pretty fun. I hope that you guys will join me for that. And that's going to be, hopefully, a good one. See, the thing is, now the game has opened up a lot. Like, now the game is allowing me to have various different party members that I can swap, which is cool. And it seems like the game is about to, if it hasn't yet, it's about to open up after a few more plot points. What I'm to understand is soon we're going to get the airship. And then the game's going to be really cool, because then you can fly all around the globe and do all the side content of the game. And that I'm really looking forward to. So, this should be a lot of fun on Wednesday. Should be a really good stream. And then Wednesday night will be my weekly stream of Black Ops 4 Blackout. Alright, my weekly Battle Royale stream. And that's it. Thursday's my day off. When I come back on Friday, it'll be the premiere of Dragon Quest Builders 2. It's a game that's very Minecraft-esque, has that kind of building mentality, but also has a lot of other stuff, including having villagers and the like farm and do things for you. You can also have major enemy fights against the enemies from Dragon Quest, including big epic boss fights. The game looks quite good, and I'm very excited to start playing this on Friday. Okay? Now, hint, 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 if anyone is looking to help out and maybe help in the cost of the streams, you could either purchase the game for me digitally off my Amazon wishlist, or you could purchase some Nintendo Store credits off my Amazon wishlist so that I can get the game on Friday. Hint, hint, hint. What's that noise? I don't know. What is that? I didn't hear anything. So, just saying. It's it would definitely help out. Hint, hint, hint. Okay. Yeah, so that's going to begin on Friday, and then what we'll do is we'll balance that with Final Fantasy IX and whatever else is going down, because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Leading into my next topic, the voting for the Viewer's Choice playthrough is almost complete. I'm actually thinking that within the next day, I may close the polls. Alright? Because it's been going now for a week. I actually opened up the polls last Monday, and it has been neck and neck between 3 different games that have been at the top of the polling. And I want to see what game's going to be the summer playthrough. Alright? So, FYI, it's your absolute last chance if you want to get in on the voting for this poll, for the Viewer's Choice playthrough. Here's what you need to do. Head over to thekingofhate.com. That's my website. Go to the forums. Go to the general section of the forums, and right there at the top of that section is the thread where you can vote on 12 different games for the viewer's choice playthrough. You can vote for as many games as you want. Okay? Please vote. Your votes make this event much better, and I'm very excited to see what will ultimately be the winner of this poll, because I think next week we're going to start the playthrough. I'm serious. Like, I think what we're going to do is, depending on what game wins, we'll have a discussion over the course of the week of what's the best version of that game to play, and I'm going to begin playing it, I think, next week. All right? So please vote. Last chance. That poll will probably close within the next day or two. So please head over there and vote if at all you have a chance, all right? Good stuff. Now, also, you guys may notice at the top of your screens, we have a sub counter, and we have a new sub goal for the month of July. Yes, I know it's already the 8th of July, and I'm putting up the sub goal very late. Sorry about that. We're going to be doing the Rageathon event. So what this means is that if we hit 525 subscriptions on this channel at any point during the month of, during the month of July, okay, we will be doing a Rageathon event where you will be nominating and then, of course, voting on games to cause me rage. These games will then be played in a marathon event setting, more than likely in August. I think that would be a good time, because August, by the way, is very, very empty. August has, like, nothing going on in the realm of new releases until the very late month. So August is going to be a great opportunity for me to do downtime playthroughs, for me to maybe catch up on certain games that I haven't played. You know, some people have been saying recently, you didn't play this game, Phil. Why not? You didn't play that game. You know, August may be the month, the catch-up month, where I just take 2-3 weeks to catch up on the games I didn't have a chance to play, because there's not a hell of a lot going on in August. If you guys are taking a look, it's a pretty dead month. All right? Okay. All right, guys. So, that being said, my friends, I'm excited. I hope that you're excited. Good stuff coming up in the near future, right? Very nice. Good stuff. Alrighty, everybody. So, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Is there anything else that I want to address before we move on to the next segment of the pre-stream? Any other pressing issues? Anything else important? Really nothing is coming to mind. Alright. I'll just throw this out there. That Amazon wishlist is live. And just remember, guys, if you go to the Amazon wishlist, don't believe what it says. If it says that things have been already purchased, they haven't been on that wish list. That's just some troll who found out a way to basically mess with the fucking wish list and make it say whatever they want, which is really dumb, but it is what it is. I have removed the Hori pad from the wish list since I have it now, and that's what I'm going to do is, as people, you know, get stuff on that wish list, as long as it's not a recurring thing, like, for example, you know, Nintendo Store credits, etc., are recurring things, but if you buy me, for example, Dragon Quest Builders 2, as soon as I can confirm that it's pre-ordered or whatever, I will take that off the list. I took the Hori pad off the list. That's how it's going to work, okay? So give it a look. The wish list can be seen on my Twitch page right here, live, on the channel. It's below the stream on a panel, or you can type !wish list. Either one, okay? All right, guys. Let's go ahead and let us get to the gratuitous plugs segment. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been a content creator on the internet for 11 years. Longer than most people, trust me. Most people who started or were doing it when I started aren't doing it anymore. And most people who, you know, are content creators currently started way after me. I'm very happy to have been a content creator for 11 years. I did it for 2.5 years as a hobby while I had an office job. Then when I was laid off from that office job completely unexpectedly in 2010, I turned my hobby into my living. For the years of 2011 through 2017, I was a full-time gaming YouTuber. And it was a lot of fun. But then sadly, in 2017, YouTube's ad revenue bottom fell out when the adpocalypse happened. Their whole business fell apart. And it became completely unreasonable and unrealistic for someone like me to still make a living on YouTube. So I had to change it up, and I did. I became a full-time interactive streamer here on Twitch over 2 years ago. And since then, I've absolutely loved what I do for a living. Coming to the streams, interacting with all of you on a daily basis, having a ton of fun. It's way better than it used to be. I would definitely tell you guys, I 100% enjoy doing what I do now much more than I did all those years that I did YouTube. That's not even an exaggeration, because it really felt like I was in an isolation booth back then doing gameplay, and now I have these fun live interactive streams with all of you, and it's just such a better organic experience. However, what that means is that my income has completely and dramatically changed, you know. I make almost nothing on YouTube anymore, even though I do still upload videos daily to my YouTube channel, DSPGaming. All they are archives of these live streams, and most of my income is now crowdfunding that comes from the live streams themselves. So if you love these new daily live streams that are so much fun, I do them, 6 days a week. If you love the fact that I still do the long form archived videos on YouTube, and if you like all this and you want to see it continue, okay, please consider contributing in one of many ways that are available. I'm about to review said ways so that you know what's going on, and thank you to anyone who contributes. I will say this right up front. Even though contributions are greatly appreciated and they keep things going around here, they are not mandatory. I have a ridiculous amount of fun every single day sharing my live gameplay experiences with all of you. I love my job. I seriously do. Like, I'm one of the luckiest guys on the planet when it comes to what I do for work. I'm not ignorant in that regard. I know that. But that being said, I do rely on your contributions to keep it going. Sadly, there's no other way, can't make any more bones about it. That's it, okay? So if you at all can, please contribute in one of the many ways I am about to review. First of all, I've already mentioned my Amazon wishlist. This is the newest thing. If you buy something off my Amazon wishlist, I will or will not give you a shout out depending on if you want it, but it helps tremendously. Nintendo store credits, PlayStation store, Xbox store credits, or buying something on there. For example, right now, Dragon Quest Builders 2 is on there, as well as a Genesis Mini coming up in the fall. You can pre-order one, and I'm going to cover that during the release week of the Genesis Mini. All right, so anything you get off there helps me out. All right. In addition, I have a Patreon monthly pledge campaign that I run. You can check this out over at patreon.com/darksidephil. Your pledges to my Patreon earn you personal perks in conjunction with how much that you actually pledge. And all the details are there, so I won't go into massive detail about it. But thank you to anyone who actually contributes via Patreon. I appreciate your pledges, and thank you to anyone who would even give it a look and consider it. I also have a Teespring shop. And on my Teespring store, I sell all kinds of fun merchandise, including primarily t-shirts, but there's a few other things there, sweatshirts, stickers, mugs, etc. Anything you buy from the Teespring store helps me out tremendously. So please consider buying something from the Teespring store. I appreciate that. All right. Also, if you're here live on the stream, and this is probably the primary way that most of you would consider contributing, if you either cheer with bits or subscribe to the channel or tip me during a live stream, I will give you a live verbal shout out. All right. Now understand a couple things. Number one, I am not, legally bound to respond to anything that happens on a stream. Just because you contribute does not mean I am 100% committed that I have to respond and say anything. I have to abide by Twitch's terms of service. I have to maintain a chill vibe on the stream. In general, I don't want to derail the stream with divisive topics like politics or religion. Obviously, there's many things I cannot say on a stream due to Twitch rules. In addition to all of that, sometimes I just don't want to react to something that I feel would be negative or derail the stream or be insulting or whatever, okay? Or sometimes I'm just confused. Sometimes people will cheer with something I have no idea what the hell it means, and I'm not just going to say something on a stream for the sake of saying it and then, get into hot water. So understand that I appreciate all of your contributions, absolutely. However, I am not obligated to respond to anything, but I go out of my way to try to do it so that you guys get proper credit for your contributions here on my live streams. All right. As you see, we have a stream stats leaderboard that sits at the top of the screen. And for anyone who contributes, if you're the top cheerer or top tipper of the day, I'm going to get you up there for extra recognition. All right. We also have that sub counter. And as I've already mentioned, the sub goal for this month is the Rageathon. So please consider subscribing, which gets you many benefits, including not having to watch ad breaks when I run them. You don't have to watch those ads. Getting cool emotes. I have over 30 emotes in the stream chat, and by the way, pretty shortly I'm probably going to be switching up some of the older ones that people don't use for newer, fresher ones that I think you guys will enjoy. In addition to all of that, you get a cool chat crown badge to show how long you've been an ongoing supporter. So please consider subscribing to the channel. All right. Now, there's also a cheering leaderboard. This cheering leaderboard is built into the Twitch chat. So if you're on, say, the desktop version of Twitch, you probably already see it. And it tracks, the top cheers of the week. FYI, that leaderboard reset overnight. So as of today, it's very fresh, it's very open, it's very easy for you to get up on the top 10 cheering leaderboard, and even to become the number 1 cheerer isn't so big of a task. So you may want to consider cheering today to get up there, all right? So, all that being said, folks, to end this segment, I'm going to be very honest with and upfront with all of you. Right now, I'm in one of the worst financial positions of my entire life. Some stuff happened over the past couple of months behind the scenes personally in my life that completely financially strapped me. I'm basically always running behind, which means, I get paid once a month by Twitch, and it's usually around the middle of the month. This is my significant amount of income that I make every month. But what's happening is the first 2 weeks of the month, all my bills come due, and they overdraft my bank account to the point where I get monstrous amounts of overdrafting. I need this to happen because if the bills don't clear, I can't keep stuff going. I can't pay the power bill, I have to have those bills clear. Then I make up for it after the fact when my Twitch payment comes in, but I get ridiculous amounts of overdraft fees and the like from my bank, and I just haven't been able to play catch up. Just being very honest with all of you. What I need is 1 month here. I need to get ahead, and if I could get ahead at 1 month, I think I'd be all right. And I'll be very honest with all of you. Things have been going very positively. Last month, I saw a significant increase, not only in stream attendance, but contributions and everything. So we're getting there. I think we're going to eventually build to the point where I'll be okay. But we're not there yet. So right now, if you want to help me out the most, the best way to contribute would be to tip me today. And you might say, well, why tipping? Why is that better than everything else? You just mentioned a million things. You mentioned your Amazon wishlist. You mentioned your Patreon and your Teespring and everything else. Why is tipping the best? If you tip me, I get those funds immediately. That means I could put those funds toward a bill today. And I will put it towards a bill. I commit to you that any funds that you contribute are going to go straight towards bills, all right? So if you tip me, it helps me out more than anything. There's no delay between when I get it. And until I get paid by Twitch the middle of this month, I'm in really hot water. So please consider tipping me. If at all you can contribute via a tip today, please do. All right. Fair enough. There's 2 ways that you can tip me. All right. The first, you can, sorry, my laptop's crapping out. Son of a bitch. All right, sorry guys, I got completely derailed because my laptop has. Oh, okay. All right, I'm refreshing and now it seems to be working again. Okay, so there's 2 ways that you can tip me. Sorry about that. If you look below the stream, there's a tips jar button you can click on. All right, that'll bring up my PayPal tips page, or you can type !tip into the stream chat. That will bring up a link to my PayPal tips page. All right, a couple of things about tipping. Number one, if you're afraid that if someone sees that you tipped me, you might get attacked by trolls and the like, you can do it anonymously. You don't actually have to put in your real name. You can just make up a name, or you can say anonymous. And that way, there's no chance of any of your personal information getting out there and no risk to you whatsoever. Number two, you don't need a PayPal account to tip me. I will repeat that. You don't actually need a PayPal account in order to send a tip. You could use a debit or a credit card to do it just like anything else you do on the internet, and it's, not registered or anything like that. So please give it a look, and thank you to anyone who does tip me today. Seriously, this next week to week and a half, until I'm able to get paid, I'm screwed over. This has been happening 3 months straight, and I'm hoping we're going to get to a better position eventually. I think we're working towards that. The streams are getting better. The streams are, things working out well. I just got to stay the course and not give up. You know what I mean? So thank you, everyone, for your contributions. And there you go. All right. Now, let us now get to shoutouts, shall we? Shoutouts for those who've contributed. How does that sound, my friends? All right, let's continue. Let's do this then. All right, let's do it. Let's do shoutouts. Who wants shoutouts? You want shoutouts? I'll do shoutouts. Then we do shoutouts. Very nice. Shoutouts. It's time for shoutouts. Okay. So, first of all, we start off with Griffin Box, who, as soon as the stream went live, tipped $1. And he said, "Oh, hey, buddy, do you want to go to Walmart, buddy?" What? What? I don't even know what that means. But thank you for the $1 tip, Griffin Box. Actually, I take that back. That was before the stream started. Okay? All right. Let's continue. Baronoli also resubscribed for 10 months right before the stream started. So there you go. Thank you, Baronoli, for the resub and the 10 months of ongoing support. It is much appreciated. Now, as the stream began, so this one actually did happen during the live stream, Infinite55 gifted a subscription to Freddie B. Killing It. So congratulations to Freddie B. Killing It, and thank you very much, Infinite55, for the support. That is much appreciated. All right. The first cheer of the day came in from Yeah4335, who did a 100-bit cheer, and he said, "Don't forget to use the bathroom before you start." Yeah, that's a reference. That's a reference to last week's Mario stream, where essentially I was trying to beat this tough stage, and I had to take a massive dump, and it hit me when I was playing the stage, and I didn't want to quit. I wanted to keep playing and beat it, and then I basically couldn't beat it for like an hour and a half. I kept playing and holding it in. It wasn't a good time. Let me just say that the big gaping, steaming hole in my bathroom floor where my toilet used to be wishes that maybe I had taken a break. But it is what it is, I guess, right? Yeah, I guess I probably should take a quick bathroom break before we begin today, huh? I probably will. All right, thanks for the recommendation. Yeah, I appreciate that very much. Let's continue. Your first chair of the day, by the way, so I got you up on the leaderboard there. Lord Phil Bernelli. Nice name. Tip me $1. That's the first tip of the stream. He says, "Have you heard of the unfortunate financial situation of GameStop?" To my knowledge, GameStop is doing absolutely horribly when it comes to profitability. Like, they're not turning a profit at all. Or if they do, it's, like, very small. From what I'm to understand, they're barely selling games anymore. Like, that used to be their primary market, was games and game reselling. And basically, the bottom fell out on that market when everything kind of went digital. And so no one's really trading in games to them anymore, and they're making, like, no money on that. So what they've done is they've completely changed up their business model. A few years ago, they bought out a website called thinkgeek.com, which was a very, very popular merchandise site for people who like things like video games, sci-fi, fantasy, pop culture, all right? And what they did is they started a series of ThinkGeek stores, but now they're closing down the stores, and well, not the stores, excuse me, they're closing down the website, and they're going to take all that stock and basically integrate it into their GameStop stores. If you guys have not been to a GameStop recently, you will be shocked if you walk into one. Basically now they're a junk store. You go in there and it's like a ton of action figures and collectibles and mugs and models and board games and clothing, t-shirts, stickers, posters. It's like all kinds of pop culture garbage. I hate to say it. It's all it really is. It's collectibles and garbage, kind of like knickknacks. But it's nothing game related. In fact, the GameStop that I used to go to, more than half the store is now these collectibles, and the games are like pushed into a corner. So I think what they've realized is, you know, they're not profitable anymore. Their business model of selling games and consoles doesn't make money anymore. So they're trying to become basically a pop culture store. The problem is there already are pop culture stores. Like, if you guys aren't aware, there's plenty of them out there. That just in my local mall, there's 3 of them already besides GameStop. You see what I mean? So it's like they're trying to go into a market where there's already established competition. And, you know, I don't know how that's going to work out for them, being quite honestly. So as for their current financial situation, no, I have not seen anything new recently regarding GameStop and you know, how are they doing financially. So I can't attest to that personally. But I know over the past few years they've been doing awful, to the point where their longtime CEO quit the company. Actually said, "I can't do this anymore," and they quit. You ever heard a CEO just up and quits and says, "I give up"? This person quit. They said, "I can't do it." So, yeah, I don't know how that company is going to survive, quite honestly. So, I guess we'll find out. But there you go. Lego Mario did a 100-bit cheer and said, "Not that I dislike Mario 64. I mean, it's a classic, but I'm really hoping for you to play SpongeBob. You're already playing Mario Maker for chill streams, so I don't want you to get Mario'd out. Plus, SpongeBob is something that you've never gotten into, so it could be as good as when you finally tried Minecraft." I agree with you, Lego Mario, but at the same time, I do want to counter that. Mario 64 is a far cry from what I'm doing in Mario Maker 2. Mario Maker 2 is very much classic 2D style platforming stages. That doesn't even exist in Mario 64. Mario 64 was the very first ever open plane 3D platforming game. And it was funny because last night when I was streaming, people were talking about it and were like, to this day, people who get into Let's Playing and live streaming of games still hold up Mario 64 as kind of like the golden standard of the game you should start with. Like, this is a starter game for those who actually want to, play games on the internet. And I've never played it. In 11 years that I've done content creation, I've never played Mario 64. So I can definitely understand why so many people want me to play it and why it's, pretty much been dominating the viewer's choice poll the entirety of the time. Although it is neck and neck at this point, I believe, now I haven't checked this morning, but I believe it's between Mario 64, SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, and Knights of the Old Republic. And I think it's all neck and neck. Okay? Wow, excuse me. So we'll see. Like I said, that polling is going to close within a day or so. I'm going to basically just at one point say, okay, I got time. Let me close it. Let me see what won. And then what I'll do is I'll talk to you guys about what's the best version of whatever game won so that we can figure out how do I play it. Okay? So we'll see what happens. But I'm excited for whatever wins. Okay? Dr. D fan tipped me $1 and says Dr. What's his name? Dr. Destructo. Dr. Destro from G.I. Joe, whatever his name is, he's back on Twitch. As I told you guys last month during E3, I knew he would be back. They're not going to permanently ban the guy, but what they did is, I would say, it's pretty harsh that he was basically gone for, 3 weeks to a month or whatever it was. I mean, that was a pretty harsh punishment that he received for what he did, considering the amount of money that he brings into the website and everything. But I'm glad that they put their foot down to say that they're serious about this stuff. And he's back. So, he's back. If that's your cup of tea and that's what you enjoy, great. Good for you. Me, I've never seen his stuff and I don't really care. So, there you go. But thank you for the $1 tip. Let's continue. All right, shout out to Fat Lazy Nerd, who has resub for 7 months and says King of Gaming. Okay, then. Thank you very much, Fat Lazy Nerd, for the resub. Alex Jones the Human did a 200-bit cheer, which would have put him into the top cheering spot of the day. However, almost immediately after he cheered, within like 2 minutes, Vote Democrat did a 222-bit cheer and said, screw Alex Jones, he's not human. Okay, then. So let's go ahead and let's get Vote Democrat up here on the leaderboard as the top cheer of the day. That is not what I wanted. There we go. Vote Democrat. Thank you, Vote Democrat, for the top cheer of the day. You're the current top cheerer of the stream. Thank you. Continuing on, Free for All Cast did a 50-bit cheer and says, modern day GameStop is like shopping in a loot crate. I mean, actually, that's pretty accurate. The stuff that you see at GameStop today is kind of, if you were subscribed to one of those loot crate services, whether it is Loot Crate, Gamer Crate, Anime Crate, Marvel Crate, or if you do any of the, because there's many other competitors to Loot Crate now. That's the kind of stuff, little knickknacks and collectibles, a t-shirt, a hat, a keychain, a poster, a sticker. You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of stuff they're selling there as their primary stuff. And it's a shame to see how the mighty have fallen. If you remember, GameStop used to be the dominant way that people were buying video games in the United States. In fact, a little bit of a history lesson, guys. There used to be many different competition or competitors when it came to game stores. There used to be Babbage's, Software Etc., Electronics Boutique, and then EB Games, among a few others. And GameStop not only outlived them all, it bought them all. Like, it actually bought up all those stores and absorbed them under its umbrella. So GameStop became like the mega conglomerate game store that was like an unstoppable force. But then what ended up happening is, in the last, console generation, so the last 5-6 years, most games went digital, meaning you can get them at release digitally, and people finally realized that the trade-in value of games was pathetic, Oh, I bought a game and I traded it in within a week and I only get like $10, $15 back for a $60 release. Fuck this. Why am I doing this, right? So, also, there's been competition in regards to the whole trade-in market. There's other stores such as, Best Buy who are doing trade-ins And so what it makes happen is when there's competition, the dominant force has to mix it up. Did they? No. They actually remained completely stagnant and pretended like nothing was changing. And that's why they're in the position they're in today. They didn't really find a way to capitalize on the digital market. They didn't find a way to compete with the other companies that were doing trade-ins and the like. Instead, they just kind of sat there stagnant, hoping that things would get better. They didn't. And now they're in dire straits where they have to try to sell other merchandise in order to freaking, get stuff going. So it is what it is. Yeah, you go into GameStop and you're like, okay, let's buy some games, and you can't even find the games. You're like, wait a minute. Where are the games? Oh, they're like crammed back here in the corner, but if you want to buy a t-shirt or this fucking statue or, a mug, here you go. I'm like, what? Yeah, and that's pretty much the state of GameStop. So thank you for the cheer, Free For All cast. Philly Buckeye just did a 95-bit cheer and said, I don't know how a SpongeBob game can beat out an opportunity to play classics like Knights of the Old Republic, Oblivion, or Divinity. Seems like a waste of an opportunity. Philly Buckeye, I can't really respond to your sentiment. Reason being, I have no control over this situation. This has been solely in the hands of the viewers. And always was. That's why it's called viewer's choice, I can't emphasize more strongly, if you don't like what's going on with the polling, vote yourself, get your friends to vote. You know what I mean? It's open polling. Anyone can vote on this poll. Anyone. So please, by all means, vote for what you want. And if you don't like the results, you can still vote. There's still time. Okay? Free For All cast just cheered again and said, have you heard of Funko Land? GameStop bought that out also. Oh, yeah. So back in the day, way back in the day, there used to be a place called Funko Land. Now, we're talking the era of the Nintendo Entertainment System, the Super Nintendo, etc. So in the 90s, this was the go-to place that you would go to trade in your games. In fact, most of the other places, GameStop, EB Games, didn't do trade-ins. They only sold new games, new peripherals and consoles, and relied on profit from that. And back then, it was profitable to do that. Funko Land was the place that had all the used games. So if you wanted to go and buy, a bunch of used, NES games or whatever, you would go to Funko Land, okay? And I remember going in there one time when I was a kid because I wanted some money. I remember I wanted to sell my older games because I can't remember if I wanted to buy like a newer game console and I was looking to raise money to do it. But I went in there with a big box of games. We're talking probably 50 video games. And I was like, man, I hope that I can make some good money here. Maybe I could buy a new console or I could get a bunch of new games. And they basically quoted me a price, I'm not exaggerating, probably like $30 for the entire box of games. I was like, 50 games, $30. So you're basically not even going to give me $1 a game. And they were like, oh no, we will, but it's only for these certain ones where you get like, I think like Mega Man was like $5, Mega Man games and stuff like that. Basically the games that were rarer were more expensive, and then like games that were like, oh, this one gets packed in with your console, like Super Mario Brothers was like, oh, we don't even want that, we'll throw that out. Basically they paid you nothing. It was a complete ripoff. But the thing is, people would go there who weren't in the know about video games to trade in their games because they just wanted money. Like, they didn't care how much. They were just like, I got this box of games that I'm never going to play. Can I just get a few bucks? And they would get some money. So they were GameStop before GameStop. Like, they would rip you off so badly. And I never traded anything in. I went twice to Funko Land to see if I could trade stuff in. And the values were so low that I never traded anything into them. But I think GameStop bought them out and copied their model. And that's why GameStop gives you so little. Yeah, here's the truth of the matter. So Gritty Urban Saga in the stream chat just said, trade-in value used to be great for some things. I traded in Perfect Dark 64 for $35. Here, the best time ever, all right, that I ever had trading in games was about, I'd say probably, let's see, I'd say probably 8 years ago. Because it was 2011 was the year when I first started doing YouTube full-time as a job. And if you remember back then, I would buy like every new release. Like I would buy 3-4 games a week, play the shit out of them and finish them up within the week and trade them right back in. So back then, GameStop would run these promotions that if you, number one, if you traded in a game within a week of release, or let's say 2 weeks of release, And number two, if you traded in multiple games at once, you would stack the values. So number one, if you traded in a game like within 2 weeks of release, you'd get a bonus, let's say 10-15% credit for the game. Okay? Then, if you traded in 3 to 4 games, you would get a bonus stacking credit. So you would end up getting like another 10 to 15%. So essentially you would make, 40% plus 10 to 15 plus 10 to 15. There were some games I was buying for $60, trading in the next week and getting $45 back. So back then, we're talking 8 years ago, it was crazy good. It was a really good model if you were the kind of person like me who flew through games and you basically didn't spend a lot of money on them. The investment was minimal. You would need the upfront money, but you would actually get your money back fairly quickly. Then all of a sudden, I'd say like 2 to 3 years later, it just completely got rid of that. There was no longer, stacked trade-in credit anymore. Instead, it was just, there's one set value. This is what you get no matter what. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. You're not going to get anything. And like, what? So they completely changed their model, right? Now, from what I'm to understand, you can just buy a game and fucking get a refund. Like, you can buy it, play it for a week, and trade it back in and get your money back or something crazy like that. That's how desperate these retailers are at this point, because they can't get business anymore. So, oh my goodness. All right, guys. So, it looks like I've gotten through all the shout-outs at this point. I do want to say thank you to everyone who's contributed so far. We have 6 people who cheered already. Thank you guys very much. Reminder that the best way to help me today is by tipping me. Tipping me is stuff I can put straight towards bills, and I definitely need the help right now, so please consider it. If at all you can, please tip me today. But that is it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take Yaz's suggestion. I am going to go use the bathroom before we start with Mario Maker. I think that's the smart thing to do here, is to actually use the restroom now so that I don't get on a tough level and be like, man, I really got to take a shit, but I can't take a break. I got to keep playing. All right? So, by the way, thank you to an anonymous cheerer who just did a 100-bit cheer. I appreciate that, whoever that was. Let's take a break. Let's take a few minutes break for me to use the restroom, and then let's jump right in. And what we're going to do, we'll start off with a user-suggested level that someone sent to me via email. We'll try that out. Then maybe what we'll do is we'll alternate. Maybe we'll do one user-suggested, or one viewer-suggested, and then one from the top-rated, and then maybe go back and forth. And yes, by the end of today's stream, I do want to try out that stage that defeated me last time. Okay? Let's take a break. I'll be back with more with Mario Maker. Thanks, everyone. I'll be right back and see you in a bit.